Hello, Transurfer and Transurfing curious and the haters. Yes, I'm sure you're reading this and you're like, WTF, what is she doing on this video? I am going to give you guys a little peek behind the scenes. I'm going to tell you how this has transpired exactly, what it is I do, who's involved, how it's happened, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little peek at some of my hater comments and some of the things that I encounter on a daily basis. I never had any idea that the world of self-development would be this cutthroat. I joke to the people in my other business that I've had for 15 years, man, if you guys think this business is cutthroat, you should come on over to the world of self-development. It is lit, it is brutal. I mean, I am amazed that people actually take the time to type this stuff out and send it out into the world. It's like pretty shocking. But I'm going to give you a rundown of what it is I do, how I got here. If you would like to do something like this yourself, if you're curious how it works, if you would like to be a trainer, or if you have inquired about being a trainer and you have not heard from me, I'm going to tell you exactly why that is. And then at the end of it, I'm going to get into some of the fun hater stuff. So remember to subscribe to this channel. I don't often ask people to subscribe, but we would definitely appreciate it if you did. And like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me if you would like to enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers. And remember, Reality 2.0 teachable course down below. I'm going to get into exactly why that was made and what that does for TransurfingTV and ITI in a moment. So first, I'm going to get into some questions, a couple personal ones, and how I got here and what it is I do. I'm going to give some props to the people involved, and then we'll get on to the hater stuff. So first off, how old are you? I'm 40. I get asked that all the time. I'm 40 years old, and I'm looking forward to the rest of my 40s. It's pretty good so far. How did you get into this, and how can I? Well, first, how can you take action? That's what I did. I had no prior skills or training in doing any of this stuff. I wasn't a public speaker. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I was actually quite a shy person, and I didn't have any social media at all, none. I didn't even have a Facebook, I had nothing. So really, when I decided there was nobody in the US talking about reality transurfing, and I was going to, fill that slot and start being the voice of transurfing, it has been a slow build since then. It started with my reality_transurfing Instagram account, and just slowly it has developed via outer intention, people coming to me, asking me if I need help or something, some service they offer. Abdigafor was, reached out to me last year and said, hey, I can do video editing. So that's how this has transpired. So it's all just been organic growth over a 5-year period of time. So if you would like to do something like this, I would suggest that you make certain that you have heart and mind, true heart and mind coordination. And I'm gonna say give it a 10-year period of time of commitment, right? At least. Because doing something like this, it's about time and energy and money right? And slowly building a structure and getting it all building slowly rather than trying to get something done quickly. How did you develop the skills to do this? Again, this has just been trial and error. I tried for years to talk on camera, a lot of anxiety, shy, unable to say things that were coherent for a long period of time. So it's really just been like a slow, just if you look back at my videos that I did just a year ago, you will see a very, very big difference from how I'm talking now. And no doubt in 1 year, you will see a very big difference than how I'm talking now, right? It's just constantly trying to develop and evolve and refine, and you'll get there, but you got to start somewhere, and don't let the idea of that end goal discourage you. Use the transfer chain method. That is all I'm doing, everybody. This is transfer chain in action. Hi Renee, how are your videos produced? So I make about 5 videos at a time. I upload them to Dropbox. Abdu Ghafour, the editor in Morocco, takes over from there. He has been with me the entire time. He's an awesome guy. He does all the thumbnails, he does all the editing, all the text you see below. He takes care of it all. The artwork for ITI, where does it come from? Well, I scour Instagram for artwork that fits the aesthetic. You can see the credit given to the artist at the end of the caption on my Instagram feed, and sometimes those posts make their way over to the Facebook group, but all the artists can be seen at the end of the caption on the Instagram account. How can I become a certified trainer? Okay, so this is where the Reality Transurfing modality, or the International Transurfing Institute, it really veers off from all the other modalities that are using certifications as a source of revenue to not only profit but to maintain building the structure. We are not like that. I do not promote certifying anybody. I do have a program where I will certify a couple of people, maybe 3 a year, in the transurfing community only. This is more inviting people to piggyback off of the structure that I have spent the last 5 years creating with my time and energy and finances, so they don't have to do it alone. I also give a little bit of a roadmap in form of a teaching manual that is, again, I spent about 5 years creating this. So it's so you're not having to build the thing the way that I have built the thing for the last 5 years. You could kind of just like come in and start doing it from what I have, the structure I've created. Again, I don't promote this. I'm not offering it widely. Lots and lots and lots of people ask me this. Most questions I don't even respond to. It's not something that I want to be heavily involved in, and I really want anyone that does get certified to be a part of the community first and already come to this community with prior success. As Vadim Zeland has said to me many times, people that come to this in search of money are going to be greatly disappointed, because it is true. There is no money in this. This is a labor of love, and you should definitely come to it with prior success. Who are the people behind the scenes? Okay, quickly, Vadim Zeland, obviously a big one, and I'm going to get more to him more in a moment. Abdu Ghafour, the editor, Didi Solman, moderator and trainer, Dan Manjana, moderator and trainer. Dolce Vita, Ali Kamal, been with us from the beginning. Thank you, Ali. You have been such a huge support. Hummingbird Jewel, Mommy Hummingbird, emotional support and moderator of the Facebook group. Bashir Abdullah, she was one of the one person that followed me on Instagram. I had 10 people following me at first. One of them knew of transurfing. That was her. The other 9 I was trying to convince how cool it was. She's been with me. She's my ride or die girl. She's been with me from the beginning. Prathamesh Dharma Dikari, he's a moderator. Benjamin Sunamono, moderator. Very pragmatic and useful advice coming from Benjamin always. Brian Scott, huge support for me, not only with a transurfing perspective and advice, but also professional. He definitely answers a lot of questions for me, and I'm greatly appreciative. Brian Scott, thank you so much. Yulia Brastel, she translates Russian to English. Simona Gigo helps me and the ITI volunteer project. ITI certified trainers. I have a number of trainers that are certified under the International Transurfing Institute, and then I have a number of trainers that are certified through the International Academy for Personal Development that is run by Dr. Salah Al-Rashad, also a certified trainer through Vadim Zeland, and the one that translated this book into Arabic. He is a bitch and fellow, and I absolutely adore him, and he's been a huge resource for me and ITI. Joanne Allison, certified trainer and advice. Kazi Noglo, he does some Facebook ads and helping me with strategy. Lillian Stewart, she's the digital strategist. And I have a whole team of people from Fiverr and Upwork that do a lot of little tasks here and there for me. Friar Pacell, he helps me try to troubleshoot some of my audio stuff. I know my audio sucks, you guys. I'm trying so hard to get my audio a little bit better, and I'm sorry. Daphne Marina, TikTok. She's a TikTok girl, and she's kind of like the superstar of the Facebook group. Next question, do you accept donations? We do accept donations. I don't solicit for them. Donations at transurfing.us. If you feel compelled to do so, I definitely won't stop you. Through PayPal, anything helps, but again, I don't solicit for donations. Do you film multiple days at once? Yes, I film about 5 videos a day, not every single day, but again, we're about 30 days out. I'll film 5, upload them, a few days later, film another 5. And then that gives me a little bit of buffer to like go on vacation or to take a break. So I always have a pretty big cache of videos waiting. Do you just hand content over to someone else to edit and produce? Yep, Abdu Ghafoor. Does the money made from Transurfing courses and YouTube fund them? Let's see behind the curtain. Okay, so yes, up until about 2 years ago, I did one-on-one training only. That was how I got a little bit of revenue coming in for some of my expenses. 2 years ago, I quit that, and I was having absolutely no revenue come in. Everything I was just sort of paying for on my own. When I really started to go hard on the YouTube channel, needing to pay Abdu Ghafoor, needing to employ other people from Fiverr and Upwork, my partner was finally like, dude, you got to do something. You can't just pay for this out of pocket for the rest of the time. So I decided to make Reality 2.0, Mo Money, and Becoming Magnetic. They definitely help with some of the expenses. If you would like to contribute taking one of the courses, it all goes back into TransurfingTV and ITI. That being said, I know a lot of people think this is like, oh shit, you know, these people, she's in it for the money. This is not a moneymaker, y'all. If you take all the 5 years and you add up everything I've spent and then what's come in, I'm definitely in the red here. But this has not been for money for me. This has been an absolute labor of love. It's my passion. I feel it's in line with my purpose. And I came to this with some money. So if for those of you that are thinking of doing something like this on your own, I definitely would say that coming into it thinking it's going to be a moneymaker, you are going to be gravely disappointed, and come into it with money because the expenses add up very quickly and there are a lot of them. And if you're going to do something where you're building a structure, you're going to want to be consistent with whatever you're doing, and that consistency does cost, right? Like just doing video editing, just doing, you know, people from Fiverr, people from Upwork, SEO work, people helping me assess things like analytics and digital strategists and all the different components. You have to do this stuff consistently for an extended period of time. Now, you know, marketing has been somewhat like guerrilla style marketing. You can do this on the cheap. Fiverr and Upwork is definitely the way to go, but again, I definitely wouldn't suggest coming into this with no money, or even worse, thinking that it's going to make money for you. This ain't doing something like this is not a money maker, but it is very, very much worth it. So again, if you would like to take a course, it definitely helps out. But we have all kinds of free resources for those of you that are not looking to spend money, and we're definitely not about trying to overly promote courses for sale. So that being said, now to some of the hater stuff. For those of you who are dark, have a dark sense of humor, or just curious what I encounter. When I first started doing this, I had no idea that I was going to be put into such a, I was going to be so polarized, right? I had no idea that there was going to be this kind of stuff coming in my direction. I thought it was like a world of new age, self-help, self-development stuff, and I'm amazed that there are people in this community doing things like this, but it doesn't surprise me. And again, like Vadim Zeland says, it doesn't matter from which direction the pendulum gets pushed. Even this stuff has been feeding the pendulum, and when the haters groups flare up and start talking all kinds of stuff, I know my views and my analytics go way up on not only the YouTube channel, but on like the website, the transurfing term gets pushed up in Google. It's pretty amazing. So it really is true. It doesn't matter which direction the pendulum gets energy from. It all contributes to the pendulum swinging. And this kind of stuff definitely does swing my pendulum. So these are some of the things that I've encountered, especially over the last year since I started the Facebook group. Facebook, in my opinion, is pretty damn toxic. I've never seen such vile hate come from people outside of Facebook. This is like a really weird petri dish of humanity, but this is definitely some of the stuff I encounter. She doesn't actually know Vadim Zeland. So this is a fascinating one to me because, well, I do actually know him and we're actually pretty close. We talk almost every single day. So I am promoting his book every day for the last 5 years without him paying me a dime. Why would he not want to be friends with me? Right? I mean, is it that outlandish to think that he, wants to be associated with me? But, what I have to say about statements like that, and also statements like this, right? This is all very, very limited thinking stuff. Vadim Zeland is just a guy, right? I'm just a person. To think that it's that outlandish that I don't actually know him, that all of this is fabricated, it's like he's just a person and I'm just a person, and thinking about him in a way where, oh, Renee couldn't possibly know him, it's way over glorifying him. As he says, I'm nobody, and I'm kind of nobody too. So I don't know why there's, such a pie in the sky idea that I do actually know him, but whatevs. Same with this stuff. I mean, this was putting way too much energy into me, or anything that I do. It's like we're just people taking action, doing stuff, and over glorifying is definitely excess potential building. So dial into that. Renee Garcia is a fraud. Oh, I don't know exactly what's fraudulent here, but okay. I guess I could see maybe that people would think, stuff like, she's a charlatan, she's a cult leader. Again, I think this is a lot of energy and building me up way bigger than I actually am. If you guys knew me, I'm kind of just a normal person living a normal life besides doing this, right? So, okay. I've had people ask me or declare me mentally ill. This is actually super sad. I feel bad for the people that do this. Even if it were the case, like if I were mentally ill, I feel bad for the person that takes the time to put that kind of energy out into the world. I've been very candid about my past struggling with extreme debilitating depression and at times suicidal. I've had horrible problems with anxiety and all the typical stuff that human beings go through. Again, labeling somebody or calling somebody mentally ill on social media, it's probably time to try to find a modality, if this one's not working for you, that's going to help you start facilitating something positive, so that which comes out of you, projected into the world, is helpful to people, not breaking people down, right? And I actually feel a really, really extreme amount of compassion. Things like witch or opportunist or, charlatan, but to call somebody like mentally ill or a bitch or a Satanist or something like that, it's like, oh my gosh. it's probably time to really start taking your self-development a little more seriously. But yes, that is something that I hear. That is something that I hear, unfortunately. It is what it is. People have remarked at how slow the channel is growing. Just until lately, we haven't run any ads. Everything's been 100% organic. And this isn't really been about growing a big, crazy channel with 1 million people. It's more about helping a small group of people that are serious about being, aligning with these concepts and going forward, rather than just me facilitating a big channel with lots of subscribers. Why don't you stop writing off Vadim's coattails and write your own damn book? Wow. Well, heart and mind coordination for sure. I'm dialed in to helping Vadim. I feel an extreme amount of heart and mind coordination and energy doing this thing, and writing a book. I know it will someday probably be in the cards for me, but right now it's not calling to me. And for the people that say stuff like that, this is about you finding what you want to do that is in line with your heart and mind, rather than you doing what other people think you should do, right? And I'm sorry if you think that I should write my own book, but I don't think I'm gonna write a book as good as Vadim's, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with promoting his. I think I do a pretty good job at that. Look, she's like a gypsy with lots of businesses that are all over the place. Well, I am an entrepreneur, and I definitely have had a lot of businesses. My primary business I've had for over 15 years, and it's still my business today. I've had other businesses. I've restored Volkswagen camper vans. I'm in real estate. I've bought and sold other things. So I'm definitely like somebody that I like commerce, and I like being an entrepreneur. I know a number of the people in this genre have not had jobs prior. I know one of the big names, his only job that he had before doing this was a shoe salesman, and then the second runner-up never even had a job and was living with his parents until just recently. So I don't know where it's written that you can't come to something like this with pre-existing success, but I'm surprised that that's actually frowned down upon. Put some damn clothes on. It's super hot here in the summer, guys. This room isn't air conditioned, and sometimes it's seriously like 95 degrees. So if you don't like my scantily clad attire, you definitely don't have to watch. I wouldn't accept any product from Renee Garcia, let alone self-help. Oh boy. Well, you definitely don't have to watch. Remember, if you don't like something, it's a choice. You don't have to eat it, partake, watch, hang out, listen. You can turn it off and go focus your attention elsewhere. This one's kind of a serious one. I probably shouldn't even be laughing about this, but it is a little bit funny. When I find you, Renee Garcia, we will be together finally for eternity, but you should know we will both in this moment have a very high price to pay. Yes, I got my stalkers, and I wouldn't be surprised if this person is watching right now. So for you watching, I'm taken, but I'm very flattered. I've been called all these names. Again, this is a very interesting petri dish of a place to find myself in. I don't know exactly what this is all about. I have a feeling that it has a lot to do with the individual's mirror, and obviously projection and seeing right evidence to support all theories. So if you think that I'm a witch, there's probably plenty of evidence to support that theory. If you think I'm a bitch, there's probably a lot of evidence to support that theory, and all this other stuff. I don't currently suffer from mental illness. I don't believe I'm a con artist. I don't think I'm immoral, but whatever. I mean, yes, these are definitely things that I encounter. So for those of you interested in doing something like this, be prepared for this kind of stuff. This definitely took me by surprise. Again, we are wildly entertained by this stuff behind the scenes, so it's not like, you know, at least me, I'm not feeling devastated by these words. It was a little bit shocking at first, but I've gotten used to it. And as Gary Vee says, for the people that take the time to type something out like this and present it to the world, project it into the world, they've already lost in life, right? I mean, I can't imagine being in a position where I would actually spend the time watching somebody I felt this way about and then putting that sort of energy out into the world. But for those of you that are thinking of doing something like this, you definitely need to be comfortable with this. And also you must just continue, right? Gary Vee says it, do, don't listen. Do, don't listen. I know I listen a little bit because it is entertaining, and of course I see it, but the key is don't let it get you down and just keep do all the stuff that you need to do. And don't listen. I also notice that when this kind of stuff happens, especially in Facebook groups or on a forum somewhere or in a comment thread somewhere, all my views and analytics go up. So again, it definitely contributes to the swing of the ITI pendulum. So when you start to really look at stuff from a non-dualistic perspective, this is all positive, right? This is just as much positive as are the positive comments and the positive energy flowing in. Now, is it desirable? Maybe not, but you know what? It still swings the pendulum. It still provides the pendulum with energy, and we are pretty entertained by this behind the scenes, so it's okay. But I want to thank everybody for the positive comments and all the praise and telling me what Transurfing's done for you and your reality, and all the words of encouragement. So greatly appreciated. And thank you to the haters too. I know that a lot of you don't like me. I'm totally okay with that. I wish you all really finding what you need to cycle out of this kind of stuff and cycle into some happier places, putting forth into the world stuff that's going to actually make the world a better place. Because I can absorb this stuff and transmute it and use it to do something positive, but a lot of these kind of things would really bring a lot of other people down, and you really want to be that person lowering the frequency of the collective, right? I mean, God, do you want to be that guy? So with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was clarifying and informative, and good luck on your endeavor if you would like to do something like this. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Bye.